We've just witnessed perhaps the biggest momentum shift in the history of large language models. And before you tell me I'm crazy, let's quickly explore what the future of scalable AI is going to look like. I'm talking about the era of Singularity, where machines surpass human intelligence. We now have a new type of LLM called the Self-Evolving Large Language Model, which is crazy because before now, LLMs had problems updating themselves. This led to inaccuracies and wrong answers because LLMs are typically trained to recognize patterns in data. While pattern recognition is a good starting point, it also leads to serious problems with contextual understanding, and LLMs usually end up retrieving default answers without fully processing any nuances in a question. However, with self-evolving LLMs, AI now has the ability to mimic the human learning process. The future looks brighter than ever, and let's just say that the year 2025 is going to be pure insanity. Here's why. First things first, let's talk about a $2 billion valuation startup called Writer. This San Francisco-based company develops AI tools for enterprises, and its researchers now have developed self-evolving LLMs that can update their parameters and learn continuously. If you didn't already know, LLMs are extremely expensive to make. When you factor in hardware energy, cloud rental, accelerator chips, and staff expenses, we might be looking at tens of millions of dollars in training costs. And because these LLMs can't update themselves, it leads to fundamental challenges and diminishing returns with scaling models. As models become larger, performance gains increase only marginally while the costs of training them, both computational and financial, continue to skyrocket. As a result, there had been a growing trend of increasing development costs, and it was estimated that the largest training models would cost more than $1 billion by 2027. The implication being market monopoly, with only a handful of multi-billion-dollar companies able to afford such costs. But thanks to the new self-evolving LLMs, we no longer have to worry about all that. We now have more innovative and efficient techniques to improve model accuracy and reduce reliance on sheer size alone. In essence, the future of AI lies in simply making the models better. Although training costs for self-evolving LLMs are 10 to 20% more expensive than traditional models, they do not require any additional work once the model is trained. The upfront costs might be slightly higher, but these models cut out post-deployment retraining cycles. If you've been using some of the previous LLMs, you would probably have that without using their current search capabilities. You always risk being given outdated answers to your queries. For instance, the knowledge cutoff for GPT-4o is October 2023, which is more than a year ago. This means that if you wanted to make some specific queries, you would be better off getting it to browse the web. So, with technical limitations and practical constraints leading to knowledge cutoff dates, it only made sense for the researchers at Writer to develop a self-evolving LLM. But how does the self-evolving model work? At the core of self-evolving models is their ability to continuously learn in real time. This self-evolution is characterized by an iterative cycle involving experience acquisition, experience refinement, updating, and evaluation. Three key mechanisms power this adaptability. The model architecture of LLMs is made up of layers, or special filters that help the model learn different aspects of input data. According to Wasim Alshik, co-founder and CTO of Writer, self-evolving models embed a memory pool that can store important data and information from past interactions in these layers or special filters. This enables the model to identify and learn new information in real time, adapting to changing circumstances without requiring a full retraining cycle. Self-evolving models can improve their accuracy over time, learn from user behavior, and subsequently produce better context-aware responses. The best part is that experts at Writer have some control over what the LLM learns and doesn't learn, which is a protective measure against feeding the model with fake facts. Secondly, we have uncertainty-driven learning ensures that the self-evolving model can identify gaps in its knowledge. By assigning uncertainty scores to new or unfamiliar inputs, the model identifies areas where it lacks confidence and prioritizes learning from those new features. We then have the third and final step, which is the self-update process. This step integrates new knowledge into the model's existing memory. Self-evolving models merge new insights with established knowledge, thereby creating a more robust and nuanced understanding of the world. Here's what the end-to-end design of a self-evolving transformer layer and the memory update process looks like. According to a paper from the company, the self-evolving LLMs have achieved some important benchmarks and continue to improve every time it's tested. This graph represents improvements across the board through 3 different rounds from math to generalized reasoning challenges. As you can see, the model got better each time it was put to test thanks to its self-learning capabilities. So, we can look forward to more precise and context-aware responses and improved accuracy through repeat test-taking because the model keeps getting smarter. The stakes are incredibly high in industries with an unrelenting pace of change. ChatGPT remains accurate for topics that stay the same, such as historical facts and scientific principles. However, we've seen it struggle with fields that require up-to-date knowledge. Self-evolving LLMs will be better suited to customer support and industries like healthcare and finance, where the ability to adapt quickly to new information is critical. For instance, models could reference important medical information across sessions and help with patient inquiries, clinical analysis, and up-to-date medical guidelines in real time. They could also track market trends and provide real-time insights and analysis to bankers and wealth managers. However, I should also mention that self-evolving models are still largely experimental, and a few kinks need to be worked out. One of the significant concerns with the models is that the more it learns new information, the worse it gets at answering new and dangerous information. There's a chance that the self-update overrides the original data like the safety instructions and guardrails it was trained on. The ability to learn dynamically introduces certain risks, and if left unchecked, the models might incorporate unverified, sensitive information or harmful information, leading to unintended behaviors. You see, most models are generally designed to avoid risky or harmful topics. For instance, if prompted with queries about how to harm someone, a model might guide the user away from inflicting harm or simply just refuse to answer outright. Using the R-Judge benchmark, a tool for assessing safety risk awareness of LLMs, it was discovered that self-evolving models scored lower, about 21.3% compared to traditional methods, 66.7% when learning from web data. The company writer says it is pioneering new methods of responsibility deploying models to do exactly what it wants, learning and adapting in real time without compromising safety. For this reason, the self-evolving model won't be available for public use just yet, as the importance of rigorous testing before broader use cases cannot be overemphasized. I don't know when these models will be totally safe for public consumption. The immediate focus would be on controlled internal environments, such as internal knowledge management systems where firms can minimize these problems. Also, there's the open question of the scalability of this approach. We understand that writers' memory pools can sustain 5 to 6 years of updates for the typical enterprise. However, highly dynamic organizations may still need to improve this capacity. That's definitely something the company would want to look into. Once we get past this experimental phase, we will then be able to explore new possibilities for businesses striving to stay ahead in finance, healthcare, customer care, and other dynamic environments. The company writer is unlikely to have the self-evolving LLM space all to itself for long, because, as we already know, Microsoft AI chief Mustafa Suleyman recently hinted at a future release of AI systems with near-infinite memory, the type of AI that just doesn't forget anything. The major players in the artificial intelligence space are likely locked in the race to Singularity. Which company gets there first? We can't say, but what we know for now is that self-evolving LLMs are coming, and they will disrupt the cost of AI from here on. Let me know what you think about the self-evolving LLMs in the comments. Smash that subscribe button if you love this video and want to see more optimistic AI content like this. And if you missed out on our update about Elon Musk's Starlink gigabit revolution, be sure to check it out.